Now, if we load our family into the project, we will see the same display on the floor plans as the one inside of the family editor, when both the door panel with handles and the opening symbol are visible. But I must say that this is usually not required. It is only the opening symbol that should be displayed in plan views, and the rest of the geometry can be hidden. It is possible in Revit to adjust the parameters for different geometric elements in such a way that they are visible in some views, but not displayed in others. For example, I'll highlight the door frame, and I suppose we forget about material parameter for this geometry. Let's assign it. And we need to assign the values of this parameter for each type of the family. I simply copy this and paste, and do the same for second type. It's done. Don't forget to add new material parameter to type catalog. Okay, any geometric element has a visible parameter. We are already familiar with it, but if we turn it off, this element will not be displayed absolutely on all views of the project. Thus, the visible parameter is not suitable for solving the above-mentioned problem. The next parameter on the Properties panel is the Visibility Graphics Overrides. In the column with these parameter values is the Edit button. Click on it. The Family Element Visibility Settings window will open. We can set the views in the project that the selected element will be displayed. I must say that any 3D geometry will be displayed in 3D views by default, and it cannot be changed. Let's look at what each parameter in this window means. The first parameter, Plan RCP, is responsible for displaying the element in plan and ceiling plan views. The second one, Front Back, is responsible for the visibility of the element in views corresponding to the placement side and back elevations in the family editor. In the project, they can also be elevations or sections views. The left-right parameter is also responsible for the visibility of the element on the elevations and sections this element is projected on, just like it is projected on the left and right elevations inside of the family editor. Finally, the When Cut in Plan RCP is responsible for displaying the element in plan views, where this element is cut by the View Cut plane. The last one option is not available for any family category, since family instances of most of the categories are always displayed in projection, even if the view cut plane passes through them. This is due to the drawing rules. For example, furniture in architectural plans is never shown in cut, so family instances of this category are not in cut in Revit as well. In addition to the parameters responsible for displaying the element in different views in the project, this menu also contains parameters affecting the element display for different detail levels. The detail level is a view parameter. It can have one of three values: coarse, medium, or fine. For example, I don't want the door frame to be displayed in views with coarse detail level. I will uncheck the corresponding checkbox and click OK. Nothing has happened. Let's consider the properties of the view we are in. I selected it in the project browser. Its parameter will appear in the Properties panel. One of these parameters is called Detail Level, and its value is just coarse. We can also change this parameter value through the View control bar. Why is the door frame visible in this view? We have just indicated that it should be hidden in the coarse detail level views. The fact is that within the family itself, where the object is created, it will always be visible. Otherwise, it would be inconvenient to work with it. But when we load this family into a project or into another family, the door frame will not be visible in the views with the same settings. Within this family, we can also check how it will be displayed if we load it into another Revit file. We can do it through the Preview Visibility option. If I enable this mode, the door frame will disappear. Let's disable the Preview Visibility mode, and for the door frame, let's set the Display checkbox to the coarse detail level again. To open this window, you can also use Ribbon button. Click OK. We need to reset the door panel and opening element display, but these objects are in a nested family. If I select them here, I will be able to specify the visibility setting only for the entire attachment. And we need to set different visibility settings values for these elements. We must go to the nested family. I will open the floor plan here. Select the door panel. In the visibility settings, I will specify that this element will not be displayed at the coarse and medium detail levels. I'll leave all the other options enabled for now. And do the same for the door handles. Now let's change the visibility settings for opening symbols. There are 2D elements, and therefore its visibility settings are different. I will turn off the display of this element at the fine detail level. As for the views, 2D elements in the project can only be displayed in views like those in which they are located within the family. In this case, in plan views. The Show Only If Instance is Cut checkbox allows us to display this 2D element in the project only in the cases when the family instance is cut by the View Cut plane. Click OK. Turn on the Preview Visibility mode. The Open view is set to the coarse detail level, and we can see the opening symbols at the medium detail level. The situation is the same, but everything is vice versa at the fine detail level. If we select Door Panel and uncheck the When Cut in Plan RCP checkbox, it will disappear in view, since the cut plane of this floor plan intersects this panel. I will cancel the last action. But if we remove the Plan RCP checkbox, then the door panel would remain visible, because, in fact, this checkbox is responsible not for the visibility in plan views itself, but for displaying the geometry that is in projection on the plans. Our extrusion element is in cut. You can make sure of it if you pay attention to the View Range parameter in the View Properties. The cut plane of the view is located at a height of 1200 mm from ref level. That is, it cuts our door panel just a little above its middle. Set this checkbox again. All settings are complete. Let's save the family. And load it into the parent. We can see that the display of the nested family instance has been changed immediately. The second nested family needs to be set in the same way. I will go to it from the project browser by right-clicking on the row of this family and choosing the Edit option. Next, I'll open the Floor Plan view and specify the visibility settings for the opening elements. Next, I'll select the Door panel, Glazing, and Door handles, and change the visibility settings for them. Let's check how everything works. Save the family and load it into the parent.